Do you really got love for me?
Thank you, Mikey.
I hear a lot of people say they do, but in reality they don't. Thank God for the ones that I know do. I can count on one hand cause it's just a...
Hey, OG.
Man,
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you, fam.
I want to see, so what have you been up to?
In this lab, dedicated, like, faithfully every day. Just really putting, time, effort, and energy into more success for me and the team.
So how's that going?
It's good. It's good. It's good. We got EPs out right now. My son, LIFAMENTARY, got an EP out called Another Side of Me. That's out. That came out on the 25th of July.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? My little bro, Izzy, got an EP out. Might take a minute. It dropped on the 27th of July. My nephew, Dre Hill, he released his Ocean Eyes EP. That came out yesterday on the 29th of July. All three of the EPs, they doing numbers right now. It's moving. It's doing what it's supposed to, what I expected, what I knew from the gate. And I released a single today, Keep It Solid, featuring my little bro, Izzy, and it's gonna move. Then we finna start second week. We getting ready to shoot a bunch of music videos off songs off the EP, from their EPs, and On Track Music, that's the label. And On Track represents keeping everything on track, that's what I love to do. Keep everything on track, and if you keep everything on track, then success comes from it. It's normally when shit is not on track is when the confusions come in. If everybody know their position and play their part, then there's no discussion, there's no confusions, there's no misunderstandings. When you understand, a chief and Indians, the difference. You play your position, you master that position, because this is what you're good at. If this is what you're good at, you stay in that position and you master that. Me, I'm a brain. I've been around this music since '87, so I really know what it takes to be out there. I really know what it takes to get an artist out there. We was doing it before the internet existed. Now that it's an internet game, it's a numbers game. Just really it's no difference from being out in the streets, hustling, grinding, moving work. It's a numbers game. The more work you move, the more profit that's gonna come in. Same with this music, it's a numbers game. Your Spotify doing big, you gonna come in, money gonna come in from the streams. Apple Music, Tidal, you name it. Deezer, any of the platforms. The more numbers that come in, the bigger the profit, the more success. Why people are successful in this game? Because they have numbers. And when you got numbers, that gets attention.
I was going to ask you, you're looking really good. In fact, I hear today's your birthday.
Today, my 53rd. Been in that gym 5 days a week. Last 9 months of my life been different. It's been what would I call it? I would say a tornado. It's been a tornado that I've been caught up in. The first 30 days of the tornado, I feel like it had me. Now that my focus, got right and where it's supposed to be, is when I really started realizing what I needed to be doing and not be doing. Staying focused on what I'm doing musically and as a business owner and as just a person that want to see people win. I've always been one of those ones, man, that want to see people win. When I was homeless, I was helping people. I was giving people money out my pocket to help them when I was homeless, when they had a good home to go to or a bed to sleep in. I was pillar to post wherever I could be, wherever I could sleep. And, I look back on my life and, I think like, wow, I really feel like I know what hell is personally. Because my life started off fucked up, at birth. I was born a crack baby. shit. Then from there, found an apartment, you know, when I was 18 months, had been abandoned for days, and me and my older brother, and placed in a foster home, which Miss Price ended up adopting me, which I'm glad she did, because she really saved my life. You know, thanks to her, it really saved my life. And I mean, I could never express it enough how much I really appreciate her, how much I love her. And she passed in '92, and I miss her every day. You know, I made a song called Phone Call to Heaven, and when I listen to that song, I tear up. Sometimes I go to the studio, the other studio we go to, and, you know, I go in there, I come in there early before anybody get there, and, you know, I listen to that, you know, and I talk to Miss Price, you know. Miss Price actually visits me, and we have talks, and it feels so real to me, like she's really right there talking to me. Because I have days, I have good days, then I have days where, like, I guess it's a saying, like, sometimes the person that everyone can vent to needs somebody to vent to. You know, just because a person, you know, gives advice and his knowledge and wisdom and shares it, don't mean you don't need to actually sit down sometime and let it out, you know, and that's what I do, definitely. So staying focused, that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm staying at with it. And I got a mission, you know, I got a mission that I really feel like now I'm getting ready to accomplish it. You know, because the artists I'm working with, I'm really happy that I have. I've worked with many of artists, man, that I tried to help and, you know, tried to show the ropes, and they end up being a piece of shit, you know, straight up. They end up being a piece of shit. And Miss Price taught me to have a good heart, so I'm a good-hearted person. Street cat too, and it's a trip because sometimes people would take that love, man, and walk all over that shit like a rug, you know? And then you say to yourself, like, should I bust this motherfucker in the head to the white meat? Or should I let it go? I let it go. Because God gonna keep blessing me. I'm here for a reason. I put a hole in my head, so I know I'm here for a reason. And I'm here for a purpose. I used to always think music was my calling, because the music I make represents what I've been through, what someone else is going to go through. Whether old or young. Don't matter the age. So with my music, I used to always say, this is it, because people tell me like how my music uplifts them and inspire them, motivates them. But I started speaking at different like suicide awareness campaigns, run and walk campaigns, and I realized standing there telling my story and actually seeing the face expressions while you're actually expressing yourself and you're talking and you're delivering your message, and they're taking it in. Seeing how people's face light up to hear what I've been through, and then to actually see where I'm at now with it, I started realizing me physically talking to people is more effective than them listening to my music. So that's what I started doing, and that's what I do.
You know, I know you've affected a lot of people, because I've heard people tell me how, you know, your story is just save them, you know, and I think that makes a difference in how, what you realize, what your part is in this life, just feeling those kind of things. Now, I wanted to ask you also, you know, I've been listening to some of your new music that you're starting to come out with, man. I'm really excited about it, and it's like, I want to say, you know, what do you think the difference is right now? Because you're getting a different sound, you're getting a different feel to it. What's changed in you? What's happened?
Without saying too much, the last 9 months of my life has been, I wouldn't use the word difficult, but it's been different. You know, it's been different. It's one of those things to where I'm more focused now than I've ever been, I can say. And one reason I know for sure that I'm more focused now than I ever been, me, I used to always be about writing lyrics. You know, writing was, you know, I love to do it. I used to get up 2, 3 in the morning, you know, and been listening to a beat all day in the car and write to it a little bit at a time. And I wake up 2, 3 in the morning and write to it. But within the last 9 months, it's a situation that's occurred in my life that shocked me, and at the same time, it showed me it's now or never. Because I kind of feel like I said, I've been around this music since '87. I don't really try to do a lot. I've always put myself second, because I've always wanted to help other artists. So even in '95, you know, with the great Leon Haywood, rest in peace, who was my godfather, who opened his studio up to me, you know, in '93, and we put together an album. And this album is Final Exit is the name of the album. And after my suicide attempt, I was released from the hospital. And when I was released from the hospital, I pretty much was still in the same situation I was before I went to the hospital. So, seeing that, you know, I remember my first day at the hospital, I remember staying at a couple of the homies' houses, and I was looking at my life like, damn, this is something that I've been doing for a long time that I don't want to continue to do, so I need to figure it out now. So the Final Exit album, I actually wrote that whole album when I was homeless. I wrote that whole album. When I got out the hospital, one of my boys named Lee, he's from Compton as well, he do beats. And we used to do music, you know, a little bit here and there, but when I came home from the hospital is what really made me say, I need to take it more serious, which I did. And I wrote the Final Exit album. We went to Leon Haywood in '93. He put me in the studio, and, you know, we put that album together. And even then, you know, I would go to meetings, 30, 40 people with me. Homies in the neighborhood, I tried to put them on, you know, with this album. You know, I'd had homies come to the studio to put them on this album. Like, if this is gonna be my big break, this is gonna be a big break for everyone. And that's what I did with that. But I guess everyone didn't have the vision, the same vision as me. Because I'm a person of vision for sure. And anything I put my mind to, whatever that vision is, I'm gonna bring it to life. I'm gonna bring it to life. So the album came out in '95, it did good. It did damn good. I was hearing it all over, you know, I'm driving, you know, in the car, and no matter where I was hearing people knock that album, that Final Exit album. And it really felt good. It was a good feeling. It's a good feeling to be riding around and just hearing people you don't even know. You pulling up on them, knocking your music, and you pulling up on them, and you know, you like, man, good look. They look at the tape like, oh shit, like, this him. Damn, that's a real motherfucker, man. He flagged me down and chopped it up with me. That's always been me, loved one. You know, like, caring about people. That's my thing, man. I really love to do that, man, until I start seeing different, you know, from people. You know, if I don't see the love, man, I just can't show it. You know, I've been disappointed many a times of overlooking out, you know, like I said, because I got a good heart.
Hey, well, your followers are going to be really excited to know what you're doing. You know what? I really want to thank you for sharing some of these things with us. about your life, and we're excited about your new music and what's going to be happening with that. I mean, everybody's waiting to hear.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. And too, my bro, man, Boss Hog, CPO, he was well known with music. The title of my album is called OG Suicide, The Indomitable. Indomitable means can't be destroyed, can't be removed, can't be conquered, can't be defeated. And my boy CPO, man, he was a cat, like, when I need one of them big words that not even college students know about, I would always hit him up, and I did. And I said, I've got a new album coming out. Told him, working with, my artists as well, but I really need something that really speaks volume of me. And I kind of told him a couple of the songs that was on the album, and he came up with, it was like Indomitable. I didn't know what the fuck it meant, I wouldn't even lie. And he told me, and I was like, that's it. And a couple months later after that, my loved one, he died. He had a heart attack and died. So this album, I'm dedicating, to my adopted mother, Miss Price. I'm dedicating to Leon Haywood, and I'm dedicating to my bro CPO, Boss Hog, because that's who named this album. And I'm big on credit. If credit is due, I'm gonna give credit where it's due. I've done a lot of shit that I didn't get credit for. I've helped a lot of motherfuckers that I didn't get credit for. I don't worry about it, but I'm big on making sure everybody get their credit they deserve. So this album will be dedicated to them, OG Suicide, The Indomitable, and I can truly say I haven't topped my 95 album, and I know why, because every instrument, when Leon Haywood put me in the studio, every instrument on that album is live instruments. And when people was using MPCs and all these different beat programs, will never top live instruments. Nothing in the world will ever top live instruments. And I haven't topped that album, and like I said, I know why, because I'm not in the studio with live instruments, which I may do on the next album. But this album, I can say, Final Exit is my best album ever, hands down, #1. Never fucking topped it. This is gonna be my second best album ever. And reason why, the shit that I've been going through over the last 9 months got me so focused. Like I said, I stopped writing lyrics and just get in the booth and smoke a joint, listen to the beat, and let that shit off my heart, not my mind. I have to. I'd rather let it out than hold it in, and that's what I've been doing. And they're gonna hear it in this album, like, oh yeah, this gonna be one, for sure. My best shit. My second best album.
Well, you know what? We just want to wish you a happy birthday today, and thank you for taking the time to share this with us.
Mandatory.
Somebody
let glide in, please. Mandatory. I appreciate it, Jerry.
Especially on your birthday today, man, it's like really special, because your fans want to know and just take that moment. But we've had a tough year with COVID and all these things have been happening in our life.
Yes.
You got a positive thought you want to share with anybody?
Yeah, definitely. Never give up. Never give up. Is a key thing, because sometime you will go through something in life and people will panic. You'll go in panic mode. It may be a situation where you're not financially there and bills is piling up and life is coming at you full speed. Don't go in panic mode, because things always find a way to work itself out. And that's what I learned, about life. Things will work itself out, but you have to stay focused. Because if you don't stay focused, then you all over the place. And if you're all over the place, then there's no visions there. You don't have no visions. You don't have a lane, a road. You're scattering, like a chicken with his head cut off. But when you stay focused and you never give up, and you have that tunnel vision, and you don't let nothing, no matter what it is, stand in the way of what you want out of life. Life is not meant to be easy. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. But no matter what it is going on in your life, don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you for nothing in the world. You got this. You got this. You really do. So don't let life beat you up. Because when life beats you up, it'll knock you down. And that's a part of life. And if you don't get back up, then you gave up on yourself. Because only you can stop you. Nobody can stop you. Only you can stop you. And don't ever forget that. You can never stop. Nobody can stop you. You can only stop yourself. Don't ever forget that. And keep that on your mind. Never give up. And stay loyal to the people that's loyal to you.
Okay, you know what? Thank you. You heard it right here with OG Cuicide. All right. Happy birthday once again. Thank you so much.
Peace.
Just forever keep it silent with me. Can't show nobody love, I got some problems in me, yeah. I make it out and I'ma take you with me. Tryna send this message so I know you hear me. It's in your face, I hope you see it clearly. Gotta keep that shit 100 or just don't come near me. If I ever showed you love, it's from the heart sincerely. I'ma always keep it silent and I do it yearly.
If I tell you I got love for you, can't nobody change that. I don't care what they say, they can't arrange that. When you show me that you solid, I'ma show it back. You can ask anybody, it's a known fact. I done spent my whole life on me being real. To the ones that I love, that's just how I feel. Through every situation, I'ma stay the same. Keep it solid with me, I don't play the games. I get the bag and everybody know I share the pie. I'm just speaking from the heart, I ain't gotta lie. I done seen so many people turn their back on me.